Now we want to just quickly talk about CVP, and then CVP in exam. We have haven't gone through some pack and some finder questions. So
Okay.
I've come to realize that CVP is a topic that they can't set on its own. When they can't set
Okay.
CVP on its own as a topic, so they can
Mm.
rather join it together with either budget or limiting factor
Okay.
or optimal mix. Are you with me?
Okay. Yes.
So those are the areas whereby they can test CVP. So at times they can bring it in a separate form. That's just a lucky. But for the past question I've gone through, I've not come across that before. I've not come across that before. So, but let's see how it goes in just next 30 minutes, and then so we can
Okay.
both live together and share more experience together on it. So, in some manufacturing company, the CVP, that is cost volume profit analysis, help a lot of organizations to to understand the interrelationship between cost, volume, and profit. Right? And
Okay.
this
Yes, sir.
enable them to to set a business decision. That is what to produce, uh, at what price, what is the pricing policy, what to follow, and what is the market strategy to put in place to ensure that the cost and the volume and the pricing, they work together. And
Okay.
the solution that we need us to think about is that, you know
Okay.
in some company they think that, okay, how many units must we produce or sell in order to absorb the total cost of production, or let's just say that, okay, how many products of goods can we sell or produce so as to
Okay.
incur total sales of or total cost of this. In I think it's in PM2 we have what we call sensitivity analysis, uh, whereby we look at, if what if analysis, like, okay, what of if 5% was given, what would be our NPV, what of if. So in
Okay.
CVP,
Okay.
in CVP, it's just like a asking some question, like, in order to come up with a decision that what is the
Okay.
total turnover required by an organization in order to what equate with their total cost. Right?
Okay. Yes.
Or what will be a total turnover required by a company for the purpose of achieving a level of profit. That is, how much revenue can we generate to get a total net profit of so amount. So with that, they can come up with something, with a lot of calculation, a lot of assumption, and then majorly this assumption normally come out in exam. There's this assumption that's showing it on our screen now. We can see this
Okay.
assumption normally in fact, I've come across it some in some park, and I no so the assumption is something that we can just absorb in our mind and or get to understand very well. So in the assumption, we can see that it is assumed there will be a what? No uncertainty.
Okay.
Uncertainty. Certainty is that it will surely happen. Right? It
Yes.
will
Mm.
surely happen. So
Yeah.
uncertainty, we can also say that maybe like probability. Right?
Mm.
So it is
Yes.
assumed that there will not be uncertainty. So all what they are looking is the real figure. So all their activities, all everything they are working on is that it is certain to achieve this. So if we can, they are working with a real figure. If if we can produce 5,000
Yes.
naira we can produce 5,000 goods, definitely we achieve this. So all what they are doing is not a probability show, is a certainty. So it is assumed that there
Yes.
will not be what, there will not be uncertainty.
Yeah.
Uncertainty. So and also all other variable costs remain on what, remain constant.
Constant.
Mm,
Yeah.
constant. And what are the variable costs? The direct wages, all those costs like that.
Yeah.
So definitely these are not what we need to talk about, but you just have to so talk about it. And then so the major application of break even analysis now, the major application of it. So you know this application is something that we need to master very well, because at times they can just twist the questions, and then we'll be looking at, okay, which one are we to use, which one are we to not to use. So um to determine a break even point in units, and to determine a break even in what, in sales, there are different
Mm.
things.
Mm.
Like
Yes.
now, to get a break even point in what now, break even point, we know that is a place whereby there's no sales or profit. How is mean? There's no sale,
Yes.
neither not profit. So that's our break even point. Sorry to, I supposed to have explained that before, but so now for our break even point in unit. Now we want to know
Mm.
the total cost of organization, as regard the how many units must an organization produce, hmm, in order to generate a particular total cost of production. How many
Yes.
units must an organization produce? So how many can they produce to get 1 million, 1 million as their profit? So this is how to
Yes.
get it. So and they can only get it by when they have their fixed cost all over what, contribution per unit, and
Summary.
contribution can be gotten as what. Our contribution is oh, hello, hello,
Yeah.
hello, can you hear me, man?
Yes, sir.
So the contribution can be gotten as when we minus our selling price per unit minus what, variable cost per
Minus
unit.
variable cost. Yes.
So that's how you get our contribution. So that's our what's it called? Our break even point in units. So and the break even point in sales or in naira now.
Sales.
This particular one is can be in fact it's confusing to the extent that in some questions they might not give us some details. So we just need to just form it, and then so that's why we have like three alternative formula here. Three alternative formula here. So
Okay.
now that is after we have gotten our in unit. What of how many sales, or how many sales can we how many sales of goods can we uh sell in the month of December to achieve this so amount. So that's how to calculate our break even point in sales or in naira. But in unit is how many what unit of goods can we produce to generate total cost of. So now we have
Yes.
fixed cost over cost over contribution margin ratio, and contribution margin ratio can also be called contribution sales ratio.
Okay.
So they can call it CMR or CSR. That would be two. So now the contribution margin ratio can be we can get that by what? Dividing our contribution per unit divided by sales. That is, how can we get our what is it called? Our our CMR. Our CMR can be gotten as what? As hello, Hello, ma. Are you there?
Hello, sir. Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
So I said, so
Ọ̀dọ̀ mi ni
our
network ń
CMR can
sọ̀rọ̀.
be gotten as we can get our CMR or CMR at what contribution per unit divided by what per unit divided by what sales. So that's
Okay.
how to calculate our CMR. And after we have gotten our CSR, see our kini here, see our contribution per unit here. We can now use that contribution per unit and divide it by
Yes.
our sales in question to get our contribution per margin ratio. Or yeah, the formula can be gotten. We can also get it in this form. Now, the answer we get here after for break even point in unit, the one we get here, we can multiply it by our selling price to get it. So you can know that the same thing we get the same answer. Are you see, man? Although
Okay.
we
Yes,
try
sir.
it now after we see one question to solve together. We try it together now so we can know. So let's quickly go to some questions because of time because we are going to work tomorrow.
Yes.
As well. Now, in a simple form. So they said, oh, what is it? Cofarm Metal. I mean, Metal Limited produce and sell
Okay.
product A forecast data for 2017 are what sales in units 8,000. I mean,
Yes.
why
Sales
sales
price
price sales
per unit.
price per unit that is 24. I mean,
Yes, sir.
so that's 24 per unit. Variable cost that is 16, and the
Yes.
annual fees cost that's estimated as what as 43,682. Now say what is the break even point in unit and in sales or in sales. Now with this formula start starting going,
Mm.
uh we believe that we have calculated break even point in unit and also in what in sales abi.
Sales. Yes.
So now in just 1 minute now, so let's just do it together. So in break even point now in unit you see that it's just like fees cost abi divided by
Yes. Fixed cost divided
contribution
by contribution per unit.
per unit. Now, and
Yes.
in the question, our fees cost is what? 43,000, I mean,
43,680
680 divided by what?
divided by.
Our contribution per unit.
Mm,
That is,
no, is it?
contribution per unit is sales price minus variable cost. That
Sales
is
price
24
24 minus
minus
16.
16. So our answer will now be what?
That's it.
That's 8, I mean, 43,
Yes.
680,
Divided
680,
by 8.
sorry, 680 divided by what? 8.
8.
So, calculator, madam. Where is my calculator? So, I guess we have 504, 5,460. Abikile, get me. What do you get then?
Calculator mi ò tẹ̀ mọ́ bí tí mo jù sí.
Yeah. So, we get this as our
5,000 kí lẹ get.
5,460.
Okay. Màá ṣe tèmi later. Okay.
So, that's that. Now, for break even point, break even point breaking point in sales or in naira. You can just put in sales or in naira. The same thing.
Okay.
So we have the formula of what? Fixed cost divided by what?
Fixed cost divided by contribution per margin ratio.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's CMR. So and we have known our CMR as what? As contribution per unit over sales, abi?
Yes.
So that means that we have 46 abi 43,680 divided by what? Divided by C contribution per unit abi, which is 5,460 divided by
5,460. Yes.
yes divided by what, man?
Fixed cost down is for 3,680.
Sorry. The contribution per unit is 8, not as 8 abi
Contribution per unit is 8.
8
But now we
now.
want to do contribution margin ratio.
Margin. So that means we divide what? Contribution per unit divided by sales.
Okay, that is 8,000 divided by 8.
No, it's not 8,000. No,
Sales price per unit 24 divided by 8.
no. Contribution per unit divided by sales.
Our contribution per unit is 8 naira.
Yes,
So the sales,
is this. That is our sales now. Now now we are not using sales. This sales here. Are you with me, ma?
okay.
The sales we are
Yes.
using here is sales price per unit. Now these are in
Okay.
units. This one is this particular 8,000 is not in
Mm.
naira, is in units. So we're not making use of this 8,000 in units. So that means that the company sells out what 8,000. Hello, ma. Yeah, the company sold
Okay.
8,000 units at what rate? At
Yes.
24,000
Yes.
at 24 naira. Are you with me?
24
So
naira. Mm.
that means our contribution per unit is what? Is 8. Abi 8 over what?
Yes.
8 over um our sales is what? 24.
Mm.
Is 24. So now our answer will not be what?
3.
So 8 divided by no 8 divided by 24. That's
Okay, is it
0.33.
divided by 24? Okay.
That's 0.0033333. So
Okay.
now 43680 divided by 0.33333. That means we have what? We
Okay.
have we have sorry 43680 divided by 0.3. Okay. Sorry, I'm coming. 1 4 divided by 0.3333333. That means we have 13. We have 131,000 and 40 naira. So
Okay.
this one will be in naira now because we are calculating in sales. Be
Okay.
in naira now. We're calculating in sales. So this how we can use it. This is how we can use it. Get this now. Any hope you understand that, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, sir.
So the break-even point, if you're calculating the CMR or CSR, you all know that the cost of let's try another formula for uh, this particular one that we just calculated now.
Okay.
In a minute, please. So we have break-even point, another formula in naira. So we can use what break-even point. Hmm?
Mm.
um mm, in units. So the one we get for in units, multiply by what? Multiply by sales price or selling price.
Okay. Break-even point in units. That
Eh?
is 5460
Yeah, yes, man.
times 24.
So yes, you can calculate it now.
Okay.
That's 5460 abi
Mm.
times what? 24. Yes,
24.
man. Times 24. You can see now that we have what? What do you have?
I'm coming. 1 minute. 5460. Okay, 131,040.
You can
Same
see it's
thing.
the same thing. So
Yes.
it's not left for us to choose the one we can use. It's the
Okay.
same thing. It's not the same thing. So now sometimes they might give us like units required before like the level of sales in units required to achieve a predetermined profit before tax.
Okay.
That is okay. How many units can we produce? You know, to determine our profit before tax. Profit before tax is all the tax you have calculated after you have removed your interest expenses, your
Yes.
depreciation. The next thing is now what less tax. So the profit
Yes.
before tax, you can call it
Mm.
EBTI. Any before,
Mm.
we can't call it IBT. We can't call it IBT. It's probably before tax. So now the formula for sorry, the formula for that one is unit required, abi? Unit
Yes.
required
Is
before
equal to
before P. So that means we have
value
what?
before time.
Fixed cost. We have fixed cost plus profit before tax. Profit
Tax.
before tax now before tax divided by what? Contribution contribution per unit per unit. So this is how we calculate our profit before tax. That's units required before profit before tax. And also there's also a unit required to determine profit after tax.
Yes.
Right, ma?
Mm.
To
Yes.
determine what profit after tax. Like in case of sales volume required to achieve what the predetermined profit after tax. So the formula will change because here we want to know the how many units can we produce to determine our profit before tax. Now we want to know how many units we can produce to get after to determine our profit after tax, and that is what our fees units required. That is
And fixed
PAT.
cost. PAT.
Eh?
Yes, PAT, which is fixed cost plus PAT.
Uh-huh.
1 minus TR. Which one is
Yes.
TR?
It's the tax rate. T rate
Tax
tax rate.
rate. Okay.
Tax rate
Minus divided by contribution per unit.
per unit. Yes, one. So that is what fees cost fixed cost plus mm, one minus tax rate divided by what contribution per unit. So
Yes.
this how we can generate or get this particular one. So um so let's solve one more questions because so tomorrow is work. We need to okay. We can see it here. Hello ma, are you there? Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
So you can see what I just explained now. The fixed cost plus PBT over. So this is it. Now let's solve this
Mm.
question with that, and then by tomorrow we can continue tomorrow because we can't finish everything today. Or what do you
All right.
suggest, man?
It's okay. Let's solve this one. At
Okay,
least we'll go and before we continue tomorrow again, we'll go and check ourselves.
okay, that's fine. At least we can
Yes.
even treat all the questions, and then the one we can't get, so we can just call back and so that we can move fast.
Yes, sir.
So um um okay, this particular one is very very simple, and uh so they said we need to calculate AU organization currently produce one product. The selling price and cost per unit of that product is as follows. Selling price, we have direct materials, direct labor, direct expenses over variable overhead, and variable cost. Total variable cost. Total variable cost. So in that regard now, we let's do it this way. Okay. So
Okay.
we have where's my Zell? I'm coming soon.
Yes.
So, so now can you see my Excel screen?
No.
I'm coming. A minute, sorry. Now
Uh-huh.
you can see the Excel screen now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now it said AU. Okay, do you have the question with you there?
Yes. Let me check. Okay. I can read, Abby.
Yes, ma'am.
AU organization currently produces one product. The selling price and cost per unit of that product is as follows. Selling price 130 naira, direct material 22 naira, direct labor 15 naira, direct expenses 3, variable overhead 10 naira, total variable cost 50 naira. Total fixed cost for the period amount to 1.6 million. The number of units to the nearest whole unit that the organization will need to produce and sell to generate a profit of 250,000 is dash.
Okay. Yes, ma. So what we need to do now is just that we need to calculate our contribution first. Calculate our
Okay.
contribution first, so that here they just gave us everything, but they have given us all the variable costs. So we just need to calculate our contribution per unit. So now, um, okay, we have AU organizational.
Yeah.
So sorry. So in a minute. So AU. So now the selling price we have here is what? Is 130,000. Sorry, 130 naira. And our total variable cost is what?
Okay.
Variable cost is 50
Total
naira.
variable cost 15 naira. Yes.
So now our contribution is now what? Our contribution is equal to what? Is equal to selling price minus variable cost. So we have this.
Yeah.
So this is our contribution. Now we are told that um what's it called? Okay, that the application we need to produce or sell to generate a what? A profit. So that means that they have a target. I mean
Okay.
a target,
Hmm.
and that profit is the profit is what is before sorry, what is this? Sorry, sorry. So the the profit is before what? Is before tax. The profit
Okay.
is before tax. So that means we have what? PL. The formula is now because what? Target volume, or target unit, target unit, which we all know the formula already. That okay, um the formula is what? Is target contribution over what? Over unit contribution. Okay,
Hmm.
yes. Now this unit contribution is just like the same thing with what? The same thing with our question, which said our fees cost,
Hmm.
plus our what? PBT, because this our target contribution is just like the profit plus our total fees cost. I mean, so divided
Okay.
by our contribution, what? Contribution
Um,
per unit. Now in this scenario now, we are given that 1,600 naira, one is it, no, sorry,
one point.
1,600,000 naira, abi, plus what? Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello. So
Yeah.
plus 250, abi.
Okay. 1.6.
Ma,
I come again, sir. I
I
don't
said
understand.
this particular one is total fixed cost, which is 1.6, plus PBT. Our PBT is our target profit. Hello. Hello.
Yes, I'm going.
So I said our PBT was given in a question that how much can they produce to sell sell or produce to generate a profit, and that is our PBT, profit before
Okay.
tax. So and our CU is what? It's 18 naira. So in a recent, this is our what? Our calculation base now. Now in using our formula in Excel now, we can just say okay, 1,600,000 naira, abi,
Yeah.
plus what? Plus 250,
250,000.
plus 250 divided by what? Divided by, sorry, divided by 8. There's one error. Okay, okay. So answer is what? This is our answer. That is 23,
23.
20. So this will now be what? 23,125 units. And how can we say that? How can we set that? Let me just go here. I'm just trying to do some funny thing in Excel now. Sorry, oh.
So,
Sorry, my Burunjari. Just want to do something funny thing. Okay, so you can just put our unit here. So what the unit you are? Sorry. So this now in units is units now. This in units
okay.
because if you write 23,125 unit here,
Hmm.
in Excel, you, you can't multiply it with any other number. Now,
Okay.
if you multiply with number now, you are going on value. That is not correct. But this one that I just
Okay.
did now, if you multiply this one now with any value, it will be.
Okay. Okay.
Mm. So this now is text, but this one is inputted as formula. So that's that about the target volume. So that means that the company we said was we will produce 231, sorry, 23,125 units to get what? To get the profit of 250. Do you
Okay.
get it, man?
Yes, sir.
So that is that. And also, for example, now if they give us like, okay, what will be the target unit to to or target unit to be sold to generate profit after tax, giving 30%. Imagine this. Imagine, let's just okay. Imagine that we are giving 30% tax rate with the same thing. Tax rate now. That how many can we sold? How many can we sell? Sorry, to get that same 250 as profit before tax, giving 30% as our tax rate. Yes.
Okay.
So what will be the formula we have to use now?
Even 30%. Is it the second one? Fixed cost plus divide fixed cost plus profit after tax, one minus tax rate.
Yes, yes, yes. Fixed cost plus what? Profit after tax. Hmm? Um, divided by what? Divided by 1 minus tax
Tax
rate
rate.
over what? cost
Contribution
unit,
per unit.
contribution per unit. So now, in that now we have what? 1 million, Abi?
Hmm.
1 million,
1.6.
yes, plus what? 250, Abi? Divided by what?
250,
1
yes.
minus
1
30%.
minus, yes, 30%.
Over what? Over 80.
Yeah.
Now, in a formula sense now, we have 1 million, 6, let me bracket it here, 1 million, 6, you want to calculate it with Excel. So, plus 250, which is 250 divided by, now 1 minus 1 minus 1, okay, divided by, let me see, divided by, yes, divided by 1 minus 0.30 divided by what? 80. So this is our answer. Hope you get us now.
Mm. Yes, yes.
So this is our answer. That is how many units? That is how many units? That's 24,464 units will be sold no, to generate profit after tax.
Okay.
Any,
Yeah.
any question, ma?
No, sir.
Although there are scenario questions here that really, but we can't solve that one tonight because of time.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. So maybe tomorrow we'll talk about this one.
All right.
Abi?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. So all right, ma.
Thank you, sir.
I'll go to God.
Right.
Shortly, ìdí mo ṣe mọ̀ pé kí ni máa ń ṣe